Adding Form Fields to a PDF Document, presented by the Idaho Digital Accessibility Consortium. The first step towards an accessible PDF form is to use the Prepare Form tools in Adobe Acrobat Pro. After selecting this tool, you'll be asked to open the document that needs the form fields. One of the options on this screen is to check whether or not this document requires signatures. Leave that unchecked for now. The other option is if your form field auto detection is on, select Change and then uncheck Automatically Detect Form Fields. Then select OK. Turning these two items off gives you more flexibility in the fields that you add to the page, and you won't have to delete anything that Adobe automatically adds to the document. When you are done, select Start, and your document will open with the Prepare Form tools available. The first step is adding the form fields to the document, and we're going to use the text box and checkbox form fields for this particular form. If you want some additional assistance drawing the form fields on the document, you can turn on the document grid, and you do that by going to View, Show Hide, Rulers and Grids, and then select Grid. You can also use the keyboard shortcut Control+U. In addition to grid lines, you can also turn on rulers on your page. This grid will help you align your form fields when you use the tools to draw them on the page. The best way to add form fields to your document is to go in order. So start with the very first question, proceed to the next, and so on and so forth. That will allow Adobe to create a tab order starting from your very first form field to your last. So I recommend going in order rather than trying to do all of your text boxes at once or all of your check boxes at once. That's certainly an option, but you'll have to rearrange the tab order later. So on this document, our questions in the About You section, date, name, what organization are you affiliated with, and what is your job title, those are all short text fields. So we are going to select the Add a Text Field option and draw a text field on our page and use those grid lines to help you draw that field. Once you have your text box where you want it, go ahead and click your mouse and it will place it on the page. And then you can adjust your height or width as needed. Then repeat this process for name. And I suggest making your text boxes go to the same place on the right side of the page. So we're going to select this grid line here at about the 8-inch mark. And then we're going to draw in our text box for what organization are you affiliated with, and use the same alignment, and what is your job title, and use the same alignment. So those are all of our short text box fields. Our next section under Tools, this is our multiple choice checkbox area. So we are going to use the checkbox tool and use our grids to help align those checkboxes and paste and get those all onto the page. And for other. One of the things you can do if you are not sure if you've aligned them all up perfectly, you can select all your checkboxes that appear in the same list and use the distribute options within the Prepare Form tools. You can distribute, you can match the size, you can center align, and you can do different alignments, and that will align them to each other. So use those tools to help with some of your alignment. Once you're happy with where your checkboxes are, we can move on to our next form. Underneath Other, we wanted a text box field. So we are going to draw our text box underneath Other, use those grid lines to help guide you, and align it with the same grid line that we have our short text answers above. Now, do you know what tools you need to create accessible documents? This is a yes, no, I don't know, or I'm sure. So I want to align my first checkbox with my list above from my tools section. And so I'm going to draw the exact same size checkbox for my yes, my no, and I don't know or unsure. And I can use those alignment distribution tools to help make sure that I have an accurate alignment or distribution going across the page as well. My next two questions in the responsibility section are also short answers, so I can grab the text box tool and draw those on and line them up with my text boxes above and add another text field for my second question. And using those grid lines really helps you with the spacing and with the alignment so that everything on the page is following a similar alignment. Our skills section also has a checkbox. So we are going to add the same size checkbox for each of those 5 options. And you can select more than one checkbox by holding down your control key and selecting them with your mouse. Once you're satisfied with how those are, let's go on to our next question. What do you feel your current skill level is in creating accessible documents or web content? This is our large text box, so we're going to take up more space than our small text box. And then our last challenges and training questions. Again, these are our large text boxes. So we're just going to draw a little bit bigger space and make sure it's aligned with our previous page. And if you want to have each of these sizes exactly the same, you can select all of these text box options and use the match size tool. And there you have it. Our document has form fields on it. It's not accessible yet, but this gives us a really good framework to start the next stage, naming the fields, adding tooltips, and then checking for accessibility.